Hi, Barry. My name is Sandra. I'm your assigned clinician. It's nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
Hi, Sandra. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Um, before we get started, I just wanted to go over, confidentiality with you. Um, what is said between us stays between us. It doesn't, leave the room. That's legally what I'm entitled to. However, if you report, to me like you want to harm yourself or harm anyone else or any sort of abuse towards children or elders or any of that sort. I am a mandated reporter. I just want you to know that, and it would have to leave this room just under those special circumstances. Do you have any questions or concerns about that?
No, I think that's pretty straightforward. I understand.
Okay, sounds good then. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Since this is our first meeting, I just want to learn a little bit about who you are.
Sure. So I've never been in this type of thing like therapy before. I'm not really here. It's not my choice to be here. But people in my life, I guess, are worried about me. Um, so I'm 19 years old. I graduated from high school this past June. I always thought that I would go to college right after high school. Um, but right now I'm living with my mom and at home. So things aren't really what I thought they would be. But since this pandemic started 9 months or 8 or 9 months ago, nothing's really gone according to plan. My parents are divorced, and I don't really see my dad. I don't have any siblings. My dad left when I was a kid, and it's just me and my mom mostly. I had a girlfriend for a while when I was in high school, but then over the last couple months or so, I've been dating this guy that I met online, and guess I'm kind of looking to see where that's gonna go.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. I know you had expressed like, this isn't where you want to be. And I know that the first time in therapy can be overwhelming, but I want you to know that this is a safe place and we can use this time while you're here to, talk about things you want to, vent about or, if you feel comfortable doing that. Um, I do appreciate you opening up about your family dynamics and intimate relationships.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually talk to anyone about my family. And no one knows that I'm currently dating a guy. My mom just wouldn't understand. So, yeah.
Okay, and like I said before about the confidentiality, like that can stay between us, and if and when you feel ready to tell your mom, you we can talk about that, and you'll be ready to cross that bridge. But that doesn't have to be now. Like I said, it's whenever you're ready. Um, for today, I actually wanted to talk about the intake that was made. I reviewed it, and there seems to be, a concern. Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here today because I was in the emergency room last week. I was, drinking with some friends, and my blood alcohol levels, I guess, were really high. And my friend was scared that I was going to die. And, um, he decided that I needed to go to the emergency room. And I'm really upset about that whole thing.
Okay. Could you tell me why you're upset about the situation?
Well, I'm upset because I don't think that I was going to die because of alcohol intoxication. And now everyone thinks that I have a drinking problem when I don't. It's his fault that I'm here and that I have to be in therapy. And now everyone's concerned that I have a drinking problem, even though I just like to have a good time. And maybe some people thought that I drank too much that night, but it wasn't even really a big deal.
Okay, yeah, I can, definitely see why you would be upset about that. I think blaming your friend for what happened is normal for you to feel that way. Um, but I think sounds like he had like a genuine concern about you during that time, and he was trying to do the right thing. So what I'm hearing from you is that other people have concerns about your drinking, but you don't. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't think I have a drinking problem. I think I like to have a good time.
Okay. And how much did you drink that night since, your friend felt like you needed to go to the hospital?
Well, I think like it all started with like I had a few beers, and then someone had brought like this mixed drink, like Kool-Aid type thing. I might have had a few glasses of that, um, but I don't really remember now, like how many drinks I actually had. But I don't
Okay.
think it was like that many.
Okay.
I was just having fun.
Got it. All right. So, um, do you think that your drinking has had an impact like with your friends, family members? Is there anyone else like that you consider close supports to have concerns about your drinking?
Well, my mom has actually asked me to cut down. She's been nagging at me about a lot of things because, um, I'm not currently working and I'm not in college. And she's not happy about getting into some trouble with the cops.
Oh, okay. Could could you explain more about you getting in trouble with the cops?
So it was a few weeks ago. I was at a party, and well, it wasn't really a party because, with the pandemic, you can't have parties. And um, so it started like I was just having a few drinks at home, and then I went for a walk, and I met with up with some, um, you know, another friend of mine. And then I was walking home, and then the police stopped me, and I ended up getting arrested for disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace. But it wasn't really even my fault.
Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, that's too bad that that happened. Um, would you so I know we talked about people being concerned about your drinking. Was there like a period of time where people weren't concerned about your drinking?
I mean, I'm definitely drinking more now. So I think last year when I was in high school, um, there wasn't as much as a concern. I was playing sports and I was much more active. Um, but then kind of like over the last, few months, especially like over the summer, I wasn't comfortable with the way things were going. I was like kind of questioning like stuff about sexuality. Like, wasn't really sure if I was into guys or if I was into girls. And so I started to explore or experiment with alcohol more, and realized that alcohol was a good coping skill. And I've never really been able to talk to my friends about this. So I don't know, just started drinking more.
Okay. Um, so it sounds like, that have like you're aware and you're able to identify an exact timeline of when alcohol wasn't a concern. So that's good. It means, you are self-aware and you're identifying right now that drinking is a coping skill for you. So is there that was before. So is there a name you'd like to call that time of your life? And how would you describe it?
Um, I guess like at that time of my life, it was almost like I was invincible, like nothing could really stop me. I was healthier, I was active, I I was happy, like, I felt like I could drink socially. Um, yeah, like invincible.
Okay. That's a fair way to describe it. What are some tactics that alcohol used against you, would you say?
Um, I think like, well, since I've been drinking more, like alcohol has stopped me from being as active as I used to. Like I'm not really into playing sports and I just spend a lot more time at home. Um, I haven't been able to like have much motivation to get a job or go to school. And now I'm actually like really worried about because I was arrested, like, is this gonna be on my like Corey and like what if I apply for a job? Are people gonna ask like what's going on? And like I was gonna take a year off of school when I graduated, but like now like I'm worried about like applying for college. So I guess alcohol kind of is like impacting me.
Okay, those are very valid concerns to have. Um, it seems like, you know, as we unfold this, it seems like you are gaining a little bit of insight as to how maybe alcohol in your drinking may be a concern. Um, and so, you know, um, what do you want to achieve?
Well, I don't want people to think that I have a drinking problem. Like, I don't want people to worry about me. I want to have a good time. I want to spend time with my friends. I kind of want to see where this online relationship is going to go that I have started with this guy. And I want everyone to back off of me. I want to consider going to school. I took a year off because I thought I was going to try and figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I didn't, um, choose college right away because my mom had gotten laid off and we didn't think that we can afford it. So I do have a lot of goals. Like, I want to produce music and, um, I want to get out of this town, but um, I really just don't want people to think I have a drinking problem.
Those I just want to say, Barry, those are some great goals that you have, and I can see how there's some stresses in that too. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your mom losing her job, and how that could have maybe been a reason why you didn't go to school. Um, there's also like financial aid that you can apply for and loans. So if that is you're saying you want to pursue music, that's great. That's something that can still be achievable. With the assistance, and I can give you more information about that as well. So,
Cool.
I'm glad to hear those things, and I do also hope your relationship continues to go well. So, uh, I'm like I said, I'm glad to hear about your goals. Um, what do you think it would look like for people not to worry about your drinking, since that's another thing you want to achieve as a goal? What would you think your life would look like without drinking?
Um, well, I guess I wouldn't have to deal with hangovers. I would feel healthier. I would have more energy. Um, maybe I would be able to get a job and start planning for school. It seems like a lot all at once, and I've kind of gotten used to alcohol being a coping skill. So I am kind of like worried about what my life was going to look like without it. But I think maybe I do need to make some changes, and I don't want everyone to be worried about me.
Okay.
So
Um, So, yeah, you have said that that is like a coping skill for you. Maybe, we can work on creating new coping skills if you're willing to see what else can be, healthy, productive for you. And then I think that um that's a good start to think that maybe this is possibly a concern, and how we can address this going forward. So what I want to recommend to you right now is if you're willing to do an exercise outside of our session today.
You mean like homework?
Sort of, yeah. What I had in mind was I just want you to write about your life without alcohol causing issues and concerns.
Mhm.
And I want you to write in detail of things you'd be doing differently, what would you do, and how that would make you feel. Um, do you think that's something realistic and something you'd be willing to do?
Yeah, that'd be, I'll try that.
Okay, great. So, after today, um, you can do it right after the session or sometime this week, just so that we can discuss it during our session uh, for the following week.
Okay.
All right. Does this time, like 3 p.m. on Monday, work best for you again?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Barry. It was nice meeting you.
Okay. Nice to meet you too. Thanks.
No problem. Bye.